Hey guys, Welsknight here, and welcome back to our Let's Build of the Hall of Edoras. And man, I am excited. We have a little bit of work that was done between episodes. I went ahead, these were formerly birch logs. I swapped them out for quartz. I think it looks a little bit better. I made a couple other minor changes as well. I think this was quartz and I swapped it out for cobblestone. Little things like that. Oh, and I filled in this whole thing and got kind of a ceiling in here, although this is not going to be the final design. I'm not super happy with the way that looks. What I want to do in today's episode is I want to do some of the detail work on the outside of this thing. So let me grab a couple things. I think the first thing we're going to do is we're going to fill in these little bits right here with oak logs. Like that. I think that'll look better. And then what that'll allow us to do is push this wall back one, like so. And that'll just give us a bit more depth in the wall, and I think overall it will just look a lot better. Those, on the other hand, how do I want to deal with that? I suppose I could make the whole edge one big thing. Let's see. We could go... Let me grab some just regular old cobblestone here. I suppose we could just do something like this. Yeah, that looks fine from down here. And then we get a little bit more depth in the walls, and more importantly, it gives us some room to play around with some designs in the wall as well. And that's the real reason I want to do this. Was that a stair? That was a stair. No, it wasn't. That was a full block. There we go. So, let's just kind of bring these down here. And I'll kind of show you what I mean as far as depth in the walls. So we've got something like that, and that looks relatively good, I think. This little part right here, I'm not sure if I want to... Oh man, I'd have to remake that whole thing. That would look really not good. I think it's probably fine to leave it like this, and then what we'll do is... For example, like right here, maybe we'll put... Oh, wait a minute. I'm breaking all sorts of things I don't want to be breaking. There we go. Maybe we'll put some sort of like cobblestone arch along here. We just want to kind of add some interest to the walls, because right now they're just very, very plain and very not interesting, and that's not good. So maybe we grab some spruce wood, and we do... something like that. That really isn't visible. Okay, let's try maybe dark oak. If I can find it. There's dark oak, dark oak. Maybe we put it down at this level instead. That looks a little better. And then up here, we could do another one. So just kind of something like that. Just something to kind of deck these walls out a little bit and just make them look a bit more interesting than a plain old boring wall, because that's not fun. That's not fun. So let's actually bring that down. Was it this level? Yeah. Okay. So we'll do something like that, and then up here, right there, bring that across here as well. And then it also adds a little bit of continuity as well between the sides and the front. Now this part here, this is going to be something a little bit different, because looking at reference images, you kind of have like basically like doors here, like big red kind of, I don't know what you would describe them as. It's almost like this acacia color, honestly. And it's like a big door that comes up like that. And then maybe we could put... Oh, actually, there's a perfect painting for this. So if we go right like here, oh, and we put this down, where's it at? There it is. We can get that kind of big door handle. I think it's supposed to be like a door knocker, but I think the handle works, although it might look a little better right here. Yeah, I like that better. So this basically is a door, or at least we pretend it is. Although we've actually got red painted planks. Those are actually a little closer to the reference images, because the reference images that I have, these doors are like red. Not that red though. That's too red. What about, let's see what other colors. I really think the acacia is probably the closest. Let's stick with the acacia. That should be good. Now, this is going to present a little bit of a challenge as far as the interior goes when we get to doing the interior design. It's going to look a little weird, but we'll make it work. It'll be fine. So we can do something like this, I think, and we'll go ahead and do that. So let's just copy here to here. And when we're standing right on this block, we can go copy. And then when I come to here and hit paste, we'll get our door back. We do unfortunately have to do our painting again, but that's okay. I think it's fine. So let's go / paste. There we go. And then our painting. Come on. I hate paintings in Minecraft so much. There we go. Got it. So we've got our 3 doors on this side. Looking good. And then over here, well, actually, I think we'll leave these walls the way they are. But then this one will push back again. So we had like a right here. Ooh, is that right? Was there only a... No, there's a 2-block gap here. Oh, right, because I pushed this wall. Yeah, I remember. Okay. So let's go here. And we'll go here to here. Move that back one. And then right here is where we had our log. Yeah. I remember now. Okay. So that would be like this. There we go. Let's just build those up. Placing these is kind of a pain sometimes. There we go. Got it. And then right here, we can just... No, that's right. This needs to be changed out then for cobblestone. Like so. And that way it all matches up. And then we can do our little designy thingies over here. So let's grab our... Is that our dark oak? That is our dark oak. Nice. Let's grab that. And we can put that right there. And then we had another one right there. Now, if we fly over here, those should match up. And they do. And that looks pretty good. Okay. So, we're good there. Now we need to do the other side as well, and then we need to see about tackling this whole thing too, because this suffers from kind of the same problem where this just doesn't look very good. So, let me get some work done here, guys, and I'll come back to you in just a minute. Alright guys, I am back. So I've got that done to this side as well. I think I'm going to leave these little bits alone, although I may knock out room for like a window here of some sort. We can do maybe like a 3 or maybe even like a 4 tall window right here, or maybe I think actually we'll kind of figure out those windows when we do the interior, I think, because the interior of this place is going to have kind of multiple elevations that we're playing around with, so that's going to be something to kind of keep in mind. Let's also go ahead and put in some of these stairs along this back wall, and then we'll do the slab thing over here as well. because we need to add some sort of visual interest to this back wall. Right now it's just very flat and very boring and very not interesting at all. And even though the reference images really don't have any sort of like anything on this wall whatsoever, I'm going to take some creative freedoms and kind of do what I want with the wall and just do what I can to make it look a little bit better without actually changing the feel of the building. I don't want the building to I don't want to add too much, but at the same time, I need to do something with this back wall just to make it look a bit better than it does. So we can do maybe something like that down here. Up here, it wouldn't be unreasonable for us to have a relatively large window. Maybe 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 here. Like, even something like that big would not be entirely unreasonable for this back wall. And once again, this is going to be some kind of creative freedom, shall we say. But at the same time, it doesn't look out of place. It actually looks like it fits the whole kind of Rohirric theme, and it works relatively well. Now here, I'm thinking right about here or so. I think we'll draw one more line like this. There we go. Just kind of going across right there. And then the other thing is, again, kind of concerning the reference images, there are actually some windows that come up out of this room lining up with these little pillars. So we're going to try and put those in place as well. And it looks like they come up right about here or so. So I'm just going to kind of bring those up like this. And we'll bring them up to about, well, actually they're kind of triangular roofs. Maybe we'll do this. Maybe something kind of like that. They're not very big. Like, they're relatively small, but we could do something maybe like this. Just back behind here. And then maybe coming in? How does that look? That doesn't look so amazing. Maybe instead we do cobblestone, since we're using it throughout the rest of the build. Maybe we'll do kind of a cobblestone border like that. I think that looks better. I think that looks a lot better. And then we'll just kind of turn these like so. And I need a little bit of this brown tile. There we go. And we can just kind of put that in the sides like this. And then maybe right here, maybe we'll do cobblestone stairs like that. And yeah, this should be fine. I need tiled stairs. There we go. So we do that. Here we would do essentially the same thing, right? But right here, we'd have our little tiles like this. Yep. And then right here, we'd have regular tiles as well. So it'd be something like that, and we can take some cobblestone slabs and cap that off like this. And then that gives us kind of this nice little feeling that we want. I'm thinking we'll put cobblestone underneath like this. And then we'll probably put a window behind. Let's just see what we have for windows. Windows, we've got... Let's look at panes. We do have white panes, which could go in here and would look pretty good. That looks all right. That looks all right. What about... let's look at light gray, maybe? The white might be a little bit too much. Ooh, I like the texture of those better. I think that fits a lot better. Yeah, I think that fits much better with kind of what we're going for here. So I think we'll do something kind of like this for our little windows. And I think... Yeah. That's what we'll do. Okay, so let me knock out and make space for a few more of those guys. And I will be back with you in just a minute. All right, guys, I am back. So we've got the little side windows up here done, and I think they look pretty good. They fit the theme. They look basically how I want them to look. So I think that's good. So now we need to do some work here, and this place needs a grand entrance. Let me just make sure I'm centered. This is our center right here. Okay. So we need a nice big entrance for this hall. So I think we're going to knock out a nice big door like this. And you can see I've put down a bunch of glowstone to kind of light this up. Next episode, I think we're going to be switching to without shaders because we're going to be doing a lot of the interior stuff. And with shaders on, you guys just aren't going to be able to see anything. So I think this will be the last episode that we do, at least maybe in this series, the last episode that we do without shaders. Definitely the last one for a little while. Did I also just realize that I did not do this over here? Let me do that real quick. All right, I am back. So, sorry about that, guys. Now, as for the door, there are double doors for this thing, and I'm thinking what we will do is rather than do a double door, I think I'm going to do one big kind of single door that kind of comes up like this and opens out this way. And then we'll maybe put it on like a log hinge, if you will. So it'll kind of come up like that, and that's essentially our door rotatey bit thing. Okay. Then I need a painting. There we go. And we need to make sure that this door has a thing that you can actually open. So we will put it right... Come on. We'll put it right there. And then we'll put the other one right here. There we go. So that is our nice big door that opens up. And I think that works. And it makes sense that it would open that way as well. So I think that's good. Now here, once again, I'm going to take a little bit of creative freedom because in all the reference images that I see, these are relatively boring walls. I'm going to use them as windows so we can get a little bit of light in here, a little bit of natural light. I think natural light is a really good thing. So we're going to do a couple big windows like this. And did I go up 4? Yeah, I went up 4 and then over here. Now, one thing that is going to be kind of annoying when we're doing our interior, let's see, oak stairs, there we go, is that these windows, if we do stairs like this, which is the shape that I would want, something kind of like this, I think this is a good shape. That means that as far as windows go, I'm going to have to go with glass blocks behind rather than panes, because panes won't connect to stairs. So that's okay. We can do that. It's not a big deal. We'll just put stained glass window panes behind like this. Let's see how that looks from the front. And that actually looks all right. That's not bad. If I take some glowstone here and I just put that like up and around this window, is that going to make this light up really nicely for us? Oh yeah, look at that. That is beautiful. That is absolutely beautiful. And then what we'll end up doing probably is thickening this wall in some way. We'll figure out some way to basically add enough to the wall that this will be covered. That's basically my plan. So we got that. Let's go ahead and do this one then as well. And I know it's dark. In fact, because it's dark, let's just do this. Because we're going to want to get that nice lit up effect anyway. Let's put one up here. There we go. And there we've got a couple of nice big glowing windows, which I think look really good. That's not bad. So we've got our doors over here. We've got this stuff that goes around. This is going to be a big window of some sort. I don't know what yet. I would love to find some sort of like horse pixel art, or maybe we could do like a horseshoe or something to represent Rohan, because Rohan is the planes and the, you know, obviously the riders of Rohan. That could be pretty cool. We'll figure something out. Probably some sort of horse symbology, I think, up here. But the interior is definitely going to be a project, and a very, very big one at that. So I think we are going to have to call it right here. Right after I do one little thing. There's one thing that I've been meaning to do for a while and just haven't really gotten around to yet. So let's see if I take iron blocks. Do these all connect to each other? Oh, yes. Yes, they do. Beautiful. So we'll just kind of build a nice big iron block like that, I think. And this is essentially going to represent the brazier. There are two of them that kind of burn outside here. Now, I have fire spread turned off. Normally, you wouldn't be able to light flint and steel. There we go. Normally, this would not stay on fire. But because I have fire spread turned off, I don't think this fire will go out. Or fire spread / fire tick. Basically, it doesn't check to see, the game doesn't check to see if the fire can spread. So I believe those should pretty much burn indefinitely. And that gives us our braziers there at the front. Unless there's some sort of like iron stair. Purper, yuck. Let's just see, iron. Oh, we do have iron stairs. Dark iron stairs. Let's just see, what would this look like? If we do this, do those connect to each other? In fact, they do. That's pretty cool. I did not know that was a thing. And that actually gives us our kind of bowl shape that we want as well. So, let's see. If that's dark iron stairs, then we must have dark iron blocks. But those do not connect to each other. So I think we'll go for the one that has the connected texture. Just because it has the connected texture. And then we'll get our little base in here like so. There we go. So we've got those two braziers burning out front. And now I think I'm going to go ahead and call it an episode, guys. So if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and leave me a comment. I do appreciate it, and it really helps out my channel. You can also find me on Facebook, Twitter, and Twitch. There are links in the video description below, so check that out as well. Otherwise, guys, thanks for watching, and I'll definitely see you next time.